Uh, had a little bit of technical difficulties. Welcome. Today is September 22nd, 2017. I'm your host tonight, Dave Strider, and I'm your independent choice here in the state of Washington for the U.S. Senate. My opponent is sitting incumbent Maria Cantwell. Welcome. Looking forward to seeing some of your comments tonight. I posted, what do we want now? So I'd like to hear what you'd like, what you want. It is simple as that. We keep having the leaders of two countries calling each other names. For crying out loud, the largest military might in the world against one of the smallest. Hold that thought. One of the largest military, the largest military in the world is picking fights with a very small nation. Very small nation. We fought. We have an armistice going on. We don't have a formal peace treaty. We just have pretty much a no shooting gallery active right now. That's what the 38th parallel is, a demilitarized zone. But we don't belong in Korea. All we do is tourist, and as an ally to South Korea, as long as South Korea so deems that UN peace forces are there and or our military presence is needed anymore there. It'd be nice if it wasn't. It really would. It'd be nice to see the two, North and South, get along together. But that doesn't seem to be the case. We as a nation should be leading, not threatening. We as a nation should be leading, not threatening. Okay? Something to think about. It is Friday. And aside from all the bad news in the world, happy Friday. And may your Friday be without stress. May your Friday be restful, communal, and a gnat coming in from the fall. I didn't get it, by the way. I missed it, as you can see on the instant replay, just barely. But tonight we have an open forum, and I want to know, what do we want? I'd like to turn that question around and say, what do you want? What do you expect from our government? What do you expect from those we have elected to lead us in world affairs and our domestic affairs? Right now, it doesn't look like they're doing too good of anything, and so we should have some good comments tonight. Healthcare, major issue on the news front. Single payer. Yes, we need a single payer. We do need it. We do need it. We also need infrastructure, not a jobs bill. We just need our government going out there and repairing the interstate highways and the rail systems and our ports, because those are strategic assets, and it's important that they keep those working properly. Okay? So let's do some strategic infrastructure rebuilding in our interstate highways, our bridges, our tunnels, our ports, our shipyards, ports of entry, all those things, including aircraft. Make customs a much easier flow. We could do it. We could do it. It's not a jobs bill, it's a spending bill. And it could be part of the military spending that we just authorized, Congress and Senate. We could take that 800 billion, some say 700, but probably going to end up closer to 800. Almost $1 trillion we could dump into our infrastructure and still maintain our military readiness. That's right, we sure could. One of the first things we could do is we could be evaluating where the bases need to be pulled back. Every day we lose more American treasure on these foreign lands. We lose more and more and more. And they're just not your regular GI or sailor. A lot of times we lose our specialists, those who are specially trained to get missions done. Even they can't stop surface to air missiles, Stingers, that kind of thing, RPGs, those kind of things. They're meant to get in there undetected, accomplish a mission, and pull back to withdraw. Mission accomplished. However, sometimes that doesn't happen. But our universal health care, our single payer, that's paramount. The American citizen and their families could have very good health care. They'd be able to spend money on food and nourishment, nutrition, good nutrition, not bags of potato chips and salty foods. They could eat healthier. Do you understand what I'm saying? They didn't have to worry about their health care. They were getting good health care. They could start eating healthier. The kids would always have their breakfast before they went to school. There'd be lunchtime when there was no school or the weekends. And then a nice sit-down family dinner. Better pay, minimum wage. If it's not $15, it's not worth it. We want 25 instead. If you're not going to give us 15, we want 25 instead. In fact, with the rate of inflation, that's what it should be, around $25 per hour minimum wage. Look at the price of gasoline from the time that I was a youngster. Sometimes it was 14, 15 cents a gallon when they'd have their gas wars. That's right, gas wars. Who could have the lowest gas in town? Generate traffic to their location. You get a full tank of gas on a couple dollars. We need to stop that type of growth without Main Street growing at the same rate. We saw gasoline prices jump from 35 cents, maybe 40 cents a gallon. Cigarettes, 35 cents a pack. Bread, 5 loaves for $1. That was in 1973 and 74. Now, granted, there's been some time elapse, but the rate of inflation has not left. the rate of employment, wages, take-home pay, stay close to it. And so it's important that we start equalizing these balances so that more of the spending money stays in the consumer's pocket. We have to have that. If we're going to have economic growth, we have to have that. We have to make more than the rate of inflation. The 1% has no problem making more. They don't even think about inflation. In fact, they are probably the main reason there is inflation. Profit. That's the bottom line. Profit. How much profit can you get? Now I'm going to be studying MMT again, having a couple of refresher courses. As soon as I get those set up, I'll make sure that everyone knows, but I won't be broadcasting that night. I will be part of another live broadcast, listening and learning more about MMT. And there's a couple sites that I'm going to go visit. When I get ready to go, I will let you know. I just want to make sure that it's not so advanced that I don't understand it. I want to make sure that it's a beginning course, because I've only had one lesson in MMT. I've had a lot of comments on my post here tonight about MMT, but I am not that learned. I can't really get into a deep discussion on it. I understand some of the basics, and I think I'm headed in the right direction, but I need more study, more tutoring in that regard. I think in 2 or 3, maybe 6, but I'm going to keep doing it as long as I need understanding, especially when I have a complex financial issue that I need to address. Okay? But single payer healthcare, I'd like to reiterate that. Single payer healthcare. We can do it. And it's easy. Everyone is already signed up. All they have to do is put the title on the page and give you your sign-in. That's all they need to do. Be proactive in your healthcare. Okay? But your Social Security number is your gateway. There'll be other questions. You may have to go through a Social Security website portal. You may go through a Medicare portal. You may go through the IRS portal. Oh, all those places have your Social Security number, don't they? And so does your healthcare. Okay? So does your healthcare. And here in upcoming episodes, we're going to be discussing on how you are going to get that healthcare and how you're not going to pay for somebody else's. Okay? I promise you that. You're not going to pay for anyone else's health care. You're not. It's going to happen. Okay? I pray that we get the no vote from the senators that are talking about it on that Trump Care thing. Yeah, Trump Care. Remember Obamacare? Well, Obamacare is a little bit better than what Trump Care is, okay? Obamacare could be fixed. Obamacare could be fixed. That could be the portal that everyone uses with single payer, okay? We already got a portal set up. Chances are you're already in the system. All you got to do is go back in the system, okay? You go back in the system, you sign up, you get your new card, and you'll be able to, and you should be able to, under the plan that I'm proposing, be able to upload a photo, current photo of yourself, so that you have a picture ID card or your medical card as well. All right? That sounds really good. And it could probably be printed with a hologram security device on it as well. keeping your information private. Now, if you lose your card, it may take 6 to 8 weeks to get a new one. But then again, you might be able to go down to your local DSHS office, driver's license, Social Security, and order your new one. Or at some places, it can actually pull up your card and everything and print it out for you. That'd be fantastic. But single payer for all, and it's just that easy. It's not complicated. We're already in the system, okay? From the day we were born, we are in the system. Whether you like it or not, you're in the system, okay? Now, if you don't pay taxes, then IRS probably, they know that there's a Social Security number out there, but crying out loud, you know, off the grid is okay. But at the same time, that's your health care ticket, all right? No matter if you're a nomad or not, okay? Because you've got universal single payer health care with the plan that Tulsi Gabbard is putting out there and the plan that I have proposed. And so I want to know what you want now. What do you want now? Veterans, I receive excellent care from the Veterans Administration. I always have. Because I listen to them, they listen to me. I didn't demand anything. I explained what was wrong. I answered questions. So they had a history that they could build up for me. If I go in there and I start demanding this and demanding that, there's going to be some other doctors that I'm going to see first. Okay? You're going to the Veterans Administration. You're a veteran. Act like that veteran. Don't go in there demanding things. Okay? I don't give a crap what your rank was, what your grade was. I don't care. You're a veteran now. It's a much tougher road. Because in uniform, they can pick you out real quick. But if they see someone like you or me at the VA and demanding this and demanding that, and not treating people with respect, they might get a bad taste in their mouth about veterans. I know they did during Vietnam. That's not a pretty sight. It's not a pretty sight. It's not right. So veterans out there, if you're going to be a veteran, if you're going to say you're a vet, then you walk the talk. You walk the talk. Okay? You never know when that CEO is going to walk around the corner. You walk the talk. You treat people with respect. One of these days, let's hope not, but you can always count on one of us stepping into the fray if we're there. Let's at least live in a community where people aren't that loose, okay? Let's live in a community that we can build up and we can call it home. Be proud to have our family and friends over to our place. We're vets. Let's be strong, okay? It's not easy. If you're a veteran and you've got an issue, please let me know. Let me know, okay? I don't know how much I can help you, but I will respond and you and I will talk. I promise you that, okay? And Social Security. Let's talk about Social Security for a minute. For those of you who are on Social Security or any kind of disability payment, because through no fault of your own, no matter what the circumstances, you know, that disability insurance is there for a reason, to help. To help. Not to be a slow death, mind you. Not to where you have to choose on medication, food. That's why single payer is such a big thing. You'd have no more Medicare payments either. Wouldn't that be nice? Of course it would. Social Security should have its allotments raised up to match inflation as well. Okay, it should. Inflation's up. Remember what I talked about? Income. Our income's got to be greater, way greater than the rate of inflation. If inflation's 1%, we should have a cost of living increase should be about 4%. Every 1% we get 4. Every 1% we get 4. Plain and simple. Simple as that. No hard figuring. Education. How many of you have student debt? Student debt is not a good thing to have over your shoulder, is it? Student debt probably cost you a nice interview, a good interview, a chance to move ahead. Student debt. And probably because it was on a bad credit report, because you can't work at jobs making $7 an hour or less and expect to live, pay your bills. They always seem to want 10 to 25% of what you're making to pay your student loan. And you can pay on it, but all you're paying is interest. Interest that keeps accruing every month. So if you paid $25 a month, your next month payment would be about $27, $28 higher than what you paid the month before. So student debt is a big issue here in this country. It's crippling. It's crippling our youth and some of our middle-aged and even retirees. It's crippling them, and it has to stop. So we need to eliminate that student loan debt. I think that the loan companies have made enough money off those loans that they'll be okay. Okay, find yourself another industry to get into where you're not sucking blood out of a turnip. This way, our young people and those people who have got those degrees will have an opportunity to go out there and apply for those high-ended jobs that are so much that everybody's saying they're advertised, but there's nobody applying for them. Perhaps they are, but because they have a student loan debt, they can't do anything. Because they haven't worked in their field for 2 or 3 years because all they could get was minimum wage. That hurts them too. So I recommend each and every one of you people out there who have their own degree, you've earned your degree, and or you're almost to your degree, I encourage you to start yourself a company and put that company in the field that you are in. So as a business owner, you're gaining experience. And in your field, you can start gaining experience as ad hoc, as contractor. You can start gaining experience that way. If you can't find a job, let them hire outside. Create yourself a company. Bring in others just like you, same field, or possibly even diversified fields, and create yourself a very good company that's diversified with many skills and a large array of people. That might help too. A cooperative business of sorts. You become business partners. Think about that. If you got college debt, get on a blog, okay? In fact, start posting here. Start posting here on my website and start getting together. Create yourself a company. You can make it locally, you can make it regional, or you could go nationwide, depending on locations of everyone that became part of that company. And with some talented people, you could probably go worldwide. Now, if you're on the net, good chances are you already are, even if you're local. Okay? So think about that. While we try to get into Congress, I'm Dave Strider, your independent choice for the state of Washington. I am not beholden to corporations or super PAC money. It's the voice of the people that need to be heard, not theirs. I can't make decisions for you if I'm taking their money. That's why I chose not to take their money. We've given them enough already, I think. So, remember me next year here in the Washington State area, Dave Strider for U.S. Senate. Remember me. Vote for me, please. If you have an area that you want to start a movement for my senatorial race, let's talk. I'll be there. I'll be there. Okay? We can have some fun with this. They've got a lot of money at their disposal. I've got you, though. I've got you. And together, all of us here in Washington, we can send ourselves a fantastic progressive congressional bloc to the Congress. We can also send me to the Senate. So there's a lot of good things that we can do. Okay? We're kind of like, what I'd like to do, for those who are listening out there, I would like all of us, progressives, Democrats, Republicans, I would like all of us and independents to get together, some type of symposium, you know, all the parties that are represented here in the state of Washington, get together. If you're a progressive individual and you want to do the will of the people and you recognize yourself as being a public servant and you do not take super PAC money or corporation donations, we need to all talk together. We all need to get together, start setting up meetings in regional areas so that, now I will say this, getting across the mountains is going to be a little rough. But if we do, and you guys can't, if we're here on the western side, not everybody can go, I will go. I will go across, and anybody who wants to ride with me is invited. I can take 3 people. And we can go and meet all these other different people. Now, granted, the people that we're going to go see are not going to be able to vote for you. They'll be able to vote for me, and the people we're going to see will be able to vote for the progressive that we are there to help out. Think about it, folks. Let's get united here in the state of Washington. All of you progressives out there, let's get together. If there one of you have a coordinator that wants to organize this, let's organize, start having our local town hall meetings so that we can get the message out to people. And even though you may not be running in that district, but you're there for someone who is, the support, when they see that there are other progressives throughout the state of Washington, when they see us in mass, they'll start believing. They will start believing that it can be done, that their vote does mean something, that there is a group that want to go to Congress and the Senate and kick ass. So if there's anybody out there who has someone who wants to get that together for us, let's start doing it regionally. Now, I'm traveling to Vancouver this weekend for a healthcare symposium, okay? It's being put on by one of the progressives down there, okay? So more on that. I'll try to do a live feed when I get there. But it's on my website. Check it out, okay? I'll be there this Saturday morning. Now, let's think about that. A coalition, a group of people, a group of young politicians, but we're not really politicians, but we call ourselves that loosely because that's how we're identified to what we're doing. But from my heart, we're real patriots. We're real Americans, standing up for what we believe. and believing in those that we live with, we live in the same neighborhoods, you know? There's so much that we could do if we got together in these town halls, okay? Please share this. I'm going to be reaching out as well, but I think that we need to have some town halls. Those who are incumbents, I'd much rather not, because they can have their own party. We're going to have our own town halls. Let the people get to meet the new candidates, the ones with the voice that we thought we were getting in 2016, that show that progress can be made. And when you see us all together, when you see all the congressional and local representatives that are running for state and federal offices, when you see us all together, and you came there to see that one person, but that one person had all these other people from different areas coming, which means this to your particular area, okay? Us supporting that progressive in your area means that if there's something that needs to be done in your area, let's just use catastrophic for a minute. Something is catastrophic, all of those districts will jump to help. All of them. The leadership in those districts will jump and start helping get things organized. They'll be the point of the spear for us. All of us will be. When I come back from Washington on recess, I'm holding town halls. Yes, I'm going to hold them in my hometown, Tacoma, first, okay? Unless the flight puts me into SeaTac a little bit different, and then maybe I'll swing by SeaTac, but I'm going to be going home when I do get off of recess. Take one day for myself, have that town hall, and just keep having town halls the entire time that I'm on recess. I'll have staff with me taking notes and information from you on your questions, and we will be traveling the entire state on recess. We can't get to every town, but we'll set up points where we can get areas all pulled together, okay? And we won't leave until the questions are all asked and answered. I'm on no time frame. Once I pull into your location, I have no time frame on leaving, okay? I have no time frame. So let's get this rolling. Let's get these town halls rolling, okay? Anybody like that idea? Just wondering. Just wondering. You like that idea? I mean, I thought it was a pretty good one myself, you know. So let me know what you think. I'd appreciate it. But we're here in Washington State. We could really kick some booty, you know? Boom! In your face. Look at this organization. It's got no money. Look at the organization. Good evening, Greg. I was just talking about having symposiums and town halls with all the progressive candidates on the 2017 ticket, going around to different town halls, regional, whatever, and speaking with the people, let people get to know their own congressional or Senate candidate, and with the other candidates, progressives, they're there showing solidarity with the one district that we went to that time. And we could do that all over the state. All over the state. That's my question. So I'm putting out the request. Everyone listening to this broadcast, if you know someone who is one of the shakers and movers, tell them what I have requested, and that I would like to talk with them or anyone in my campaign. All you got to do is private message this box here, this website, private messages, and we'll get in touch with you. Simple as that. And we'll start setting up these appointments, whether do video or phone conversations at first to get the organization going. But I'm all for it. This way we start showing solidarity. This way we show that the progressive movement is alive here in the state of Washington. And people won't say, well, my vote's being wasted here, you know, there's only the one person, you know, and the guy that's running for Senate. No, we have everybody in the congressional districts that are opposing incumbents. All these progressives out there that we have in Washington, we meet en masse, we support each other. We're all running basically on the same platform with positions that are like, parallel to each other. There's no reason why we shouldn't be promoting each other more aggressively. Because we're going to have TV ads run against us. Okay? Now, my webmaster and the rest of the people on my team, including myself, we're looking about doing YouTube broadcast and making them live here on this segment here. The reason being, and they'll be on Twitter, LinkedIn, and other places as well. Probably you'll have to hit a link to get there. But this way we can do interviews, side-by-side interviews. And we could start getting the information out. And with YouTube, you know, run it off the website that I've already created for my Senate campaign, we could do some really good with it. And that's where I want to take our YouTube account, use that as our base and our library for all of our videos. We'll be able to do editing and everything there at that site. And I'm just looking for other people out there who want to be part of that. Also, I'm looking for the shakers and movers again. I'm going to come back to it. The shakers and movers who some of us know, and start promoting this town hall with all the new candidates, all the new progressive candidates and independents that are running in Washington. So we can show solidarity, so we can show that we are one thought, one mind, that we are power, and that these people in these other districts, we're also working with them. We could take ourselves a block to Washington, D.C. We could take ourselves a block of progressives and independents from across the country. That goes for everybody in all the states, okay? Now, I'm having the opportunity of meeting other people in other states. And it's important that we have that ability to communicate with the rest of the nation. We can see what they're going through, maybe pick up some pointers from them. I mean, this is I ran for mayor back in 91, 92 in a little town in Ohio. Okay, I lost. Okay. It was the same year that I left the Republican Party. And when I voted, I was pretty much an independent at that point because I didn't belong to Democrats and I didn't belong to Republicans. And then I came out here to Washington State, and Bernie Sanders came into view. So I became a registered Democrat so that I could support Bernie Sanders. Well, that didn't work too well. I was also an elected PCO in my precinct. Okay, no big state election, just in my precinct, and I won that election 2-1, whereas I lost my first one 2-1. And I would like to see my Senate run here be a 4-1 in our favor. In fact, I'd like to see that in all the congressional districts too, a 3-to-1. 3-to-1 or greater. 3-to-1 or greater. We can do it. We can do it. Well, let's see. We've been at this now for 40 minutes. It's Friday night. My name is Dave Strider, and I'm running for Senate. The U.S. Senate. That's right, U.S. Senate. Representing the state of Washington. I don't take corporation money. I won't take super PAC money. Okay? And I think if you listen to the news, the response that you're getting from your elected officials, that you're getting a lot of lip service. Okay? You won't get that with me. You won't get that with me. I am your elected official going there in 2018. I am your elected official. I am your public servant. Okay? When I heard on the news today, a local talk show, they said that senators were worth 20 to 30, maybe $50 million. And I thought about that. And the first thing that came to my mind was super PAC money, corporations, Citizens United, money in politics, nothing being done in our government. Oh yeah, pointing fingers, name calling, disrupting the State of the Union address, those kind of things. How are they worth that much money? How? I mean, to have $2 million, they'd have to save every cent for 12 years. They'd have to save every cent that they made as an elected representative for 12 years to have over $1 million. How do they do it? Bribes. Bribes. They're bribed. They accept. They were bribed. But they didn't go into it softly. They walked right into it with open arms. They took their satchel of money and away they went and did what the donor wanted them to do. Vote against you. Right to work states, the destruction of unions in this nation, our healthcare costs spiraling out of control, people who could die with Trump care. When you have most, if not almost every one of the major health officials across the states saying that Trump care is a bad thing. Think about it. If your doctor is telling them it's a bad thing, it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. So let's think about what we're doing, okay? Let's think about what we're doing when we vote. Let's think about what we do when we consider a progressive. Which brings me back to, we need to start having town hall meetings. There are congressional representatives running for the U.S. Congress and any other independent like myself. We need to be talking together on the issues that affect our state, our nation. We need to start talking good, common sense about foreign policy. Okay? There are some of us who are military veterans. We have a little bit of an idea of what is expected of us as military individuals. We also, depending on our jobs, we have a little bit of an insight to the military. Some of us have combat experience. Some of us don't. but we're filled with a purpose, and that is to ensure that you, citizens of Washington and this country, are free from enemies, foreign and domestic. Okay? That's the bottom line. We have a great group of people here in the state of Washington. We have a great group of people committed in their mission, heartfelt, mind alert on the issues, and where they are running for office to serve you and me. That's right. These congressional districts, they will be serving my district as well. That's right. They'll be serving my district as well. So you see why I have a vested interest in this. I want a good representative in Congress representing my area, my district, my neighbors. I want a good congressional representative there. I want us to start getting together. We can go to the south, meet up with the people, go right down I-5. We've got this I-5 corridor we can use like crazy. And then when we can take a trip across the mountains. Okay? I'm not recommending tour buses, but we could probably, I can get 5 people in my car, 4 comfortably. Okay? That's 3 and myself. So it's something to think about. Let's think about it. Let's do it. Okay? Do I have any questions? And thank you for the comment there, commentator. We have Greg, who is sitting in on the Dave Strider for U.S. Senate. Greg is my campaign manager. And Greg is running into all kinds of progressives across the country. I'm still trying to get up and talk to some of them. I'd like to, talk to them and see what we got in common and how we are approaching it. Sounds fair enough, doesn't it? That way we can have an open dialogue. But yes, I'm working on it. Anybody knows about YouTube and how to do that live stream video with the split screen, get in touch with me. Or drop a line to DaveStriderForUSSenate.com and the webmaster will pick down that. Okay? And it's Friday night. Tomorrow is Saturday. We have a full weekend. I have travel tomorrow. And so unless there's any questions or comments, I'd like to sign off here in a couple minutes. Silent as a church mouse. It's been a pleasure speaking with you all tonight. Thank you for listening, hearing me out. And I hope my new idea about this candidate town hall happening, I think it's already been discussed in places, but I've missed it. I haven't heard any more about it. So if this is just a reiteration of something that I read or saw before, I just want to let you know that I'm endorsing that type of activity, and I want to meet you, and I hope you want to meet me. My name is Dave Strider, independent, running for the U.S. Senate here in the state of Washington. My contact information is here on this website. It's also at DaveStriderForUSSenate.com. Sorry for the tongue-tied, but I'm trying to beat 20 seconds. The more I do these shows, the better I'll get. But thank you for your time. Have a great night and be safe. I'll see you tomorrow at 6.